Welcome to our latest van tour. We are already inside the van because it is super windy and cold out today. So we just wanted to start here in the van. Welcome to van build number 23. So because we're already here in the back, let's just get started back here. Our typical convertible table bed area with, this is not the Lagoon, it's a different brand because this van, we kind of went with the black and gold theme. So we wanted to stick with a black pedestal down here. We have our nice bamboo table, and we'll show you guys later. We actually, for our fill-in piece that completes the bed, it's actually on a hinge, so it folds and fits perfectly into the front closet area. We did make this bed a little bit longer at 76 inches instead of our standard 72 inches because our client is 6'2". We are in a 170 extended 3500 Mercedes Sprinter. So even though it's a 3500, it does not have a dually, has a super single wheel. That is something they got rid of this year, but it is actually really cool because the wheel wells aren't quite as big in our back bench area. So our plumbing and electrical systems still worked perfectly in here. This is the blue-gray color, as you can see on the back doors here. So our dresser cabinet over on the driver's side, we have 130-liter isotherm fridge. Very large, very nice. And then he still has 3 really good sized drawers for storage. Above that, we've got our little Max Air vent fan remote control that controls the vent fan in the front. And then this one single switch in the back controls just one of the lights in the rear. This is like a bedtime light so that you don't have to go all the way up to the sliding door to turn off the other lights. We have upper cabinets all throughout, tons of storage in this one, just super functional to have that overhead upper cabinet storage. In one of the upper cabinets, we do have all of our electrical controls. So that is how you turn on your inverter, see how much fresh water you have, see how much water is in your gray water tanks underneath the van. Then we have our kitchen. We have on both sides the nice solid surface Corian countertops in this black color, which I think just ties in beautifully with his custom milled poplar ceiling with like the black in between the slats, and then a fun backsplash that just kind of ties in all the colors throughout his van. Now in his kitchen, he has a ton of storage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawers and 3 cabinets, 3 doors that you can open for extra storage. Up to the sink, we have a different style sink than we've done before as well here. It is like a farmhouse style, but more of a concrete finish. And then our gold faucet, this is a fan favorite of a lot of clients you'll see. In probably the next 2 van tours, other clients have chose this same faucet. Again, really nice because you can, got a little water drip in there, shower off outside the sliding door. Underneath the sink, we have a pull-out trash can and recycling. This is something we also recently added to the last few vans. Just a nice feature to have that pull-out trash can and somewhere to put your stuff underneath. So now moving on to our shower area. First things first, like I already mentioned, we have this beautiful stained poplar trim framing out the bathroom. First time ever, we use the black Nautilus shower door. They actually just came out with a black version. We typically go for white, but again, in this van, we were going a little bit more bold with the style, a little bit more like retro to me. So we went with the black and no stripes, which I think just turned out very beautifully. Look at that smooth install by Alex. And then inside we have this beautiful matte black tile with this other tan subway tile. There's also a matte, and then we use the gold Schluter tile trim throughout to just really finish off our corners and edges here. This is the separate urine diverting toilet. So this goes to a tank underneath the van. You don't have to touch your pee at all or carry a little canister out to a public restroom with people staring at you, wondering what you're doing. Obviously, we have a shower up top, and that has a 15-gallon gray water tank underneath for just the shower. For gray water for the sink, also on its own system, has an 11-gallon tank. So there are 3 tanks underneath the van for those 3 different things. Up front, we have a full-length closet. Up top is hanging storage. Down below, we have a shelf, so you can put your extra bags and stuff in there and all your clothes up top. And then we have a nice big headliner shelf right behind me. So this is a great place to store your window covers. Of course, I'm grabbing the biggest one. I believe this is either a sliding door or the front. Sliding door. This is by our good friend Scott. These fit all of the stock windows in a Sprinter, so sliding door, rear doors, front cab area. And then for our custom window frames in the back, we do still use Strawfoot because he makes custom sizes for us. We do have the seat swivel in the front, so you can sit here and drink your coffee, work on your laptop, whatever you feel like doing. We have the S-Bar diesel heater underneath the passenger seat. The control is here at the end of the kitchen. Now, Alex is going to talk more about the specs of this van and all the fun stuff.
Sarah did an amazing job walking you guys through the details and the finishes of this van. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the electrical, plumbing systems, and all the nuanced electricals and fun stuff that we added to this van. So this van has 810 amp hours of lithium battery from Battleborn Batteries. That is 3 of their 270 amp hour GC3 batteries, along with a 3000 watt inverter. It has 60 amps of alternator charging using 2 Victron Orion 30 amp chargers, as well as a solar controller. It's got 300 watts of solar up on the roof. Off of that 3000 watt inverter, we've got lots of 110 outlets around and a 120 outlet for the water heater, which is in the bench over here. It's got a 2.5 gallon water heater and a 33 gallon freshwater tank. We put our control panel inside one of our upper cabinets. Above that, we have our Servo touchscreen, which controls basically the majority of the electrical components in the van. We added a lot of fun stuff to the outside of this van. Like usual, a lot of Illuminesce components. We added a 30-inch rigid light bar to the front, and we also added rigid spotlights on every side of the van. On the passenger side, we did put a 13-foot Dometic power awning. It's the 9500 powered awning from Dometic. On the driver's side, we have the Illuminesce high roof side ladder, along with the surf pole and a set of surf hooks so that you can throw a stand-up paddleboard on there. On top of the roof, you can also see the Dometic 12-volt AC unit vent fan, 150 watt solar panels. We have 2 of those, who's got 300 watts of solar total, and the Winegard cell phone and Wi-Fi booster. Also up here in the front, he has his aux beam controller. So we talked about the exterior lights. This is how he can turn on his light bar, his side rear, and then we also added rock lights underneath on the passenger side. At the back of the van, we do have a nice accent detail with the same sort of poplar slats that we did on the ceiling. He does have the outdoor shower with hot and cold water out the back, as well as his U-bench storage like we always build into our vans, where he can access his fill to fill his tank out of the back of the vehicle for his 33 gallon freshwater tank. Shore power connection is actually underneath the van. It's back on the passenger side, so you can easily plug in to shore power to charge his batteries if he needed to.
So last couple of things that we wanted to mention were the truck bed treatments that we did on the lower rear panels and below, all the way around the front and the back. And then we also do the roof with a color match that just protects your roof from rust down the line. Because
this is the rare super single, there's only one aftermarket wheel you can actually get for it. It's an Ultra aftermarket wheel. It looks really nice, as well as the Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires. We did do a suspension upgrade in this van. We swapped out the rear leaf pack for a heavy-duty leaf pack. We also beefed up the rear shocks. Because it is a rear-wheel drive, it doesn't have front shocks, but we did beef up the rear shocks, the suspension, and added the 2-inch lift from Van Compass. So looks like a 4x4, drives great, handles really well, and he has tons of clearance. So thank you for watching this van tour. Cannot believe we've built 23 vans, and we have another one finished that we're going to be filming the van tour next week. And we're finally building our own van, which is going to be the family van, OG family van layout with the Happy Jack. So we're excited about that. And thank you to our team. So Beach, Clark, Kevin, and Willie, thank you guys so much. You guys do incredible work. It's been so much fun to work with you. I doubt they're going to watch it this far, but yes, thank you. We'll see if they do. And also our buddy Ryan at Trax Customs, who does all of our suspension, wheels, tires, and exterior. And you got to mention Kayla, because she takes care of our children. And Kayla, who's raising our children for us. Thank you so much. They're great. Thank you. So we will be back soon with some new van tours, and we're getting back into content this year. So if you have any video requests, leave them down in the comment section below, and we will see you guys next time.